Sup guys, another solo farm video, the siege at Tsumei village. This is a great quest that can be used for farming bow staves, bolts of linen, copper, crimson scar coins, and sometimes you may get runes and very rarely rubies as well. As the video's title says, I made an any/monk build and it's working well, but sadly this quest is only available for factions only characters, so unless you have a primary ritualist or assassin or you bring a secondary account to pick up the quest, your options are quite limited in this one. Anyway, the whole farm is like 1 minute and starts from Tsumei village, and you can grab the quest from the NPC called the Emperor's Blade. Regarding the build and skills, you won't need too many things. This is another great example of how powerful the new version of Mark of Protection is. For damage we have Radiation Field, Light of the Eldrimor, Smite Hex and Smite Condition. For energy management, Balthazar Spirit, and to prevent the knockdowns, I am Unstoppable. So just max out Protection Prayers and Smiting Prayers. Have a 20% enchant mode on your weapon, and that's all really. Some heroes are recommended, of course, a ranger with Quickening Zephyr and Brambles to have perma Mark of Protection and cause bleeding condition to the knockdown foes. A monk with Shield of Judgment to deal massive damage to your enemies, and another ranger with Toxicity to increase the HP degen from Radiation Field, and Edge of Extinction to destroy the whole group all at once. Alright, once you are ready, start with the Rezon trick and enter Sankhua Vale. Immediately turn right and avoid the incoming mobs. Activate the Ranger Spirits and use Balthazar Spirit. Once the Khantan peasants are gone, micro make haste and Shield of Judgment on your character, flag your heroes like I do, and aggro the Crimson group. Activate Mark of Protection quickly and try to reach as many as you can with your AoE skills. Start with Radiation Field, then use Light of the Eldrimor, Smite Condition, Smite Hex as many times as you can, and don't forget to reuse the elite skill every now and then. Easy peasy, now pick up the drops and type /resign and you can do it again. You know, some runs are very good in terms of drops like 4 or 5 gold items, especially during Favor of the Gods. Some other runs are poor and you will only get gold coins, and this is completely normal. If you do several runs, you will see both ends of the spectrum. And another interesting discovery about the drops, somehow the Crimson Scar Rangers are equipped with Vampiric weapons quite regularly, so if you see the life draining effect, there is a pretty good chance that you will get that gold item. The same applies to the Of the Profession modded weapons. You know, those have a special Trail of Particles effect too, and if you see that, that's almost a guaranteed gold item again. Like, check this mesmer on the right, it will drop the gold item very soon. To be honest, this is quite an easy farm. For sure it needs some hero micromanagement, but if you can get used to that, you will have fun and get many old school Khantan skins. Shields can drop too, but quite rarely, since these enemies are casters and rangers mostly. By the way, feel free to add any skill you find useful for the 8 skill slot. I have tried several ones but felt kind of unnecessary. And keep in mind that the spawns are quite random as well, sometimes only 1 or 2 healers in the enemy group, but if you are very unlucky, you might run into 6 or even more monks in one group. Obviously, if this happens, just restart the farm and don't waste your time with them, or if you are playing as a Ritu, you can take things to the next level with this build. Destruction, Rapture Soul and Ancestor's Rage. A very powerful AoE spike, and actually you can lower Protection Prayers to only rank 6 and still survive. And this also applies to the any/monk builds. Told you guys, Mark of Protection is broken as hell. So the build works almost the same way as before, but this time you gotta start with Destruction, then use Radiation Field, Light of the Eldrimor, Ancestor's Rage and finally Rapture Soul. Luckily the mobs don't really focus on the spirit, and you can benefit from the 150 AoE damage quite well. With this build I was able to beat even 6 monks at a time in hard mode, so this is quite a strong one. I'm gonna show you 2 more builds. The first is a Shadow Form whirling defense one. This one can kill them fast, but sadly not 100% reliable due to the big damage loss from Edge of Extinction. You know, the Crimson are also human, and it can backfire very easily. This is around the same time wise. You kill faster, but you lose time with the bowling part. And the last build is actually my first one I made for this farm. Vengeful was khanhei, was my original idea. It works well, but the massive HP degen somewhat sucks, so long term I would recommend the max HP Mark of Protection version instead. There are many more incoming groups in this quest, but in my opinion best to restart the farm after the first wave, you know, more kills per minute like this. Okay, this was the siege at Tsumei village farm. Rate the video if you want or sub to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.